The film I chose is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. A summary of this film is there's a main character, Charlie. He's the boy in this picture, and he's a freshman in high school, just starting out at a new school, and he has no friends. He has a lot of mental health issues. He experiences flashbacks, he has depression and anxiety, and it's mostly due to his best friend killing himself in the previous school year, and his aunt that he was very close to also passed away. So he kind of feels like he has nobody by his side until he meets a group of seniors who take him in, and he just experiences um, life with this friend group and his first year of high school. He's exposed to a lot of new opportunities and ideas with social life, school, relationships, and he learns many important lessons throughout the movie. The theme of this movie is an adolescent's behavior is greatly impacted by their peer groups. This is portrayed in the film in many different ways. First, Charlie is portrayed as an unpopular, withdrawn adolescent. So he is hesitant to make friends, hesitant to speak up for himself, to be himself. He has low self-esteem, low confidence, and he does get bullied at school. And his peers promote positive psychological development in many ways. So his friend group offers him support. Once he meets them, he really feels like himself and he can act like himself around them, which boosts his confidence in return. Um, his friend group is pretty diverse and he is exposed to a lot of different ideas. One of them is gay, and he is pretty close to the one that's gay and hears a lot about how he feels as a gay person, and he's also being bullied as well as Charlie. So there's a lot of different conversations that Charlie's exposed to within this friend group, and that helps to develop his own identity and autonomy within himself. He's also introduced to ideas of intimacy. He has a crush on one of the females in his friend group, and I don't know why I said females, one of the girls in his friend group, and um, that's kind of seen throughout the whole movie is that he really likes her and he feels very comfortable with her and is kind of watching her experience different relationships, and he knows that like he can treat her better than she is being treated. Um, and then he does experience a relationship that's not that girl that I was just talking about. The girl in this picture to the right of Charlie. Um, they're in a relationship, and that's kind of his first experience with that. So he's introduced to that type of thing. And then his English teacher, he's very close to and talks to, and he also helps boost his confidence. In the beginning of the movie, we see Charlie is scared to raise his hand, he's scared to speak up, but at the end of the movie, he raises his hand in English class, which kind of shows like the growth that he's made as a person. His friends can also influence poor psychological problems. They do promote drug use, alcohol use, to Charlie, and he does engage in those things, which isn't really a positive thing. Charlie does get bullied, is which negatively affects him. And then he also has reactive aggression. There's a scene where his friend is getting beat up, and Charlie steps in and beats everyone else up just out of impulse. Um, and then the characteristics of his friends, the characteristics of himself influenced him to kind of have these friends, and then in return, the friends influenced his characteristics, and they all share ideas, and music is a big theme in here, so they all share like different music tastes they have, and I think that's just a way of showing like the influence on each other with their ideas and different tastes. The adolescence itself being portrayed, I think it's pretty accurate. It's not really over exaggerative. Um, it's pretty normal, and I would say it's honestly pretty relatable. Um, they're portrayed both negatively and positively. There's a lot of growth being seen, definitely with Charlie, and positive outcomes at the end. They all graduate, all the seniors. Um, and they're off to college. But there's also bad experiences, but that's something that you will face if, you know, it's common things that people face when they go through adolescence. So I think that it's not really like adolescents are portrayed as bad people, but there are bad adolescents. It's kind of just how life is. Um, and then the film focuses on the feeling of being left out, like Charlie in this picture. Um, he's struggling mentally here and feels like he has no one really to talk to or no one really understands how he feels. Um, so it's kind of specific to that feeling, and if you've never felt that feeling before, you might not think that this is so relatable, but many of the topics covered are universal, such as being introduced to drugs, intimacy, partying, just like the high school experience in itself. Um, so I think the adolescence in itself was portrayed pretty accurately, and you should check out this movie. It's very good. I love it. And that is my presentation. Thank you very much.